The Washington Redskins rookies are set to kickstart their professional careers as minicamp gets underway today. While the likes of Daron Payne and Darius Guice will garner most of the attention, however there are other names, drafted and undrafted, to keep an eye on. Wide receiver is something of an unproven commodity for the Redskins this season, however they've gone to lengths to bring in a number of players at the position to take a closer look at improving the roster. Trey Quinn will be one to keep an eye on despite his Mr. Irrelevant tag, however Cam Sims of Alabama and Simmie Cobbs Jr. of Indiana offer intriguing big body options. While there's no Nico Marley-sized linebackers this season, there is one at running back. Marquess Carter from Grambling arrives and will be sure to catch the eye with his blend of speed and quickness. Could he wind up being an early fan favorite from the undrafted ranks? Below are 10 names to keep an eye on as the Redskins get rookie camp underway. A no-brainer on the list, Darius Guice will have the opportunity to cement himself as the Redskins know. One running back almost immediately. A gifted and physical runner, Guice welcomes contact but also has the speed to run away from defenders. He's the closest thing that the team has to a complete running back, and Jay Gruden will find ways to get him the football early and often. His play could be the major factor in the Redskins' offense overall performance, and he won't miss the holes that the offensive line opens up for him. Marquess Carter's personal story is amazing. One of 11 children in an impoverished Louisiana town, Carter walked on at Grambling and immediately saw playing time as a freshman. He's undersized, but he's incredibly electric with the ball in his hands and can make plays as a running back, receiver out of the backfield, and most important for his chances, on special teams. He has the speed and incredibly open field ability to make his name as a return ace, and he'll get his first taste of that action during camp this week. He's more than capable of making the practice squad, but he's also a sneaky contender to make the roster someday. He could be this year's Nico Marley in terms of fan support. Greg Stroman might not make an immediate impact on the defensive side of the ball, but it's special teams where his talents can really shine. The former Virginia Tech star was the Hokies' chief punt returner during his 4 years in Blacksburg, returning 4 for touchdowns in all. 2 of those came as a season, where he returned 35 kicks in total for an average of 11.3 yards per return. Stroman also has the ability to return kicks, featuring in that role as junior to the tune of 20.9 yards per on 22 efforts. Another former Alabama player, Cam Sims, wasn't what anyone would confuse as prolific in his numbers, but he also had subpar quarterback play during the last few seasons, with Jalen Hurts taking the majority of snaps. Still, he stands over 6 feet 5 inches and has the frame to body smaller cornerbacks and make catches over the top. He's certainly not what anyone would call a speedster, but he does have an intriguing blend of size and catch radius. Trey Quinn might have been named as Mr. Irrelevant as the last pick in the NFL draft, but his stats prove he's far from it. Quinn led the NCAA with 114 catches in 2017, proving to have the route running and natural catching ability to play either inside or out at the wide receiver position. The Redskins have a need for a sure-handed possession receiver, and he could be just the guy. Adam Thielen was an undrafted free agent, and just look what he's accomplished. Quinn isn't as fast, but his other measurables stack up favorably to the Minnesota Vikings star, a 4-year starter at Virginia. Blanding never failed to eclipse 100 tackles in any of his years in Charlottesville. He's incredibly productive in the box from his safety position, however began to increase his interception output in his final 2 years for the Cavaliers. Blanding had 4 interceptions during his senior season, returning 1 for a touchdown. He may not have been drafted, but blending as a high-volume player when it comes to making tackles and is the standout name in the Redskins' free agent haul. He has the chance to make the roster and contribute on special teams. At the very least, he's a serious practice squad candidate, while Daron Payne will get the majority of the attention and the plaudits. Settle has enough talent to make a serious name for himself on the Redskins. He's the largest defensive lineman the Redskins have, weighing in at 335 pounds, however will have to manage his weight more effectively than he did in college. While he can anchor the line and nose tackle, where Settle truly shines is his ability to push the pocket and get after the quarterback. He has quick feet for a man of his size and can be a load on the interior for any offensive line. He'll have to work on his conditioning to be considered an every-down player, but he'll be valuable in the rotation regardless. Troy Apke has the natural athleticism to make an instant impact on special teams, and it will be on display almost immediately as the Redskins get started at minicamp. His unbelievable combined numbers aside, Apke needs to prove that he's a consistent enough tackler and coverage guy to really make an impact on the defensive side of the ball. However, his potential is plain for everyone to see. It's hard to gauge a player on such a small sample size, however, he more than has the ability to develop into an impact player for the Redskins down the line. Daron Payne was brought in for one reason: to improve that NFL's worst run defense. Thankfully, that's his bread and butter. Arguably the NFL draft's best run stopper, Payne will get his first crack as the team's starting nose tackle alongside college teammate and friend Jonathan Allen. Much will ride on the shoulders of the young duo, but Payne has the ability to anchor and make plays at the line of scrimmage, something the Redskins have lacked in recent years. He'll be a major factor on the defense immediately, and if he plays well, so too should the rest of the defense. As a sophomore at Indiana, Cobbs eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark to the tune of 17.3 yards per reception and 4 touchdowns. Sadly, his lack of action as a junior and drop in production as a senior hurt his draft stock, but he's shown the ability to make plays down the field. His yards per catch average dropped significantly during his final season at Indiana, but he doubled his touchdown output, hauling in 8 scores in 2017. At 6 feet 4 inches and 220 pounds, he's a matchup nightmare for opposing quarterbacks and a potential red zone target for the Redskins.